From fine dining tables to luxury homes around the world, our next guest is known for turning everyday objects into extraordinary works of art. Michael Abrams is an internationally recognized designer whose handcrafted pieces are inspired by nature, storytelling, and the beauty of the imperfect. He is here with us today, bringing us some of his stunning creations that could be unique holiday gifts. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning,
Welcome.
Paige. Thank you so much.
I am honored to have you in the studio.
Oh my gosh, it's such a pleasure being here, and I'm so thrilled to be in Dallas.
I'm thrilled to have you. We were talking about that Michael Hamilton has been in the White House decorating. You also have a connection, too.
Well, we always say that, we're here for all your gifting needs, and we have been gifts of state. We are working with the White House for the past 3 administrations. We've done gifts from countries to Pope Francis. So we are the gifts for popes and presidents, but for everyone.
Popes and presidents, and also for everybody. I think that's really important because it's attainable, it's achievable, they're accessible, and your work is very easily recognizable. What inspires you to take everyday objects and turn them into these truly works of art?
Well, I started my career as a fine artist, and for me, the idea of making things that people could enjoy, things that people could gift, things that people could create their stories for their lifetimes was something very, very meaningful for me. So, I shifted from fine art to decorative arts, but for me, that connectivity to art and things with meaning is always the center of everything I do.
All right, well, let's take a look at some of these pieces that you have on your table. These are spectacular, but I want to go to this piece because it's very special to you. Of all the pieces here, you say, let's hold that out, that you say that this is your favorite. Tell me why.
Well, for me, every single piece I make, all of them are like my children, so it's always hard when people say, what's your favorite? But this one is particularly favorite for me. Why? Because when I made it, I was very inspired by the idea of hearts, and each one, when they're hand-forged, being different. If you see the bottom here, there's a hand-forged heart, and just like our loves, each one is so different. I created the piece when we were expecting our children. We have twins, and I hand-forged 2 hearts in the studio.
Let's turn that over again so people can see the other side of that.
Yeah, there's a little brass heart here, which it rests on, which is hand-forged. And when you forge them, of course, they get misshapen, and I just love that idea of the uniqueness there. But this piece was sent as a birth announcement for my twins with the message twice blessed. So that's why it has a very special meaning for me.
That is fantastic. And then you also have these fantastic other pieces here. Tell us a little bit about these pieces and what inspired you.
So we make beautiful, simple pieces that can be gifted. Sculptures, which are limited edition pieces, also large public sculptures. But for me, nature has always been my biggest muse. It's something that's always inspired me ever since I was a little kid, ever since I started making art. And I love this piece. It's called Daphne, and it's about that connectedness to nature, that I think is so critical for all of us. So, Daphne emerges from the roots from the ground, and then she just metamorphoses into leaves.
Can I touch it?
Of course. This is solid bronze.
Oh,
what I love is, we call them, functional art pieces and then art for art's sake pieces. So I love bridging that gap between fine art, decorative art, creating pieces that can be enjoyed, and then, of course, the more important limited edition sculptures.
All right. Well, you also have a very special event that's happening. I'm curious about that. Tell us everything.
I am so thrilled. Well, I was at Stanley Korshak last evening. We had an opening Christmas party. I'll be there all day today. One of the things I do and that I love to do at events is to hand engrave pieces with special meanings. Sometimes if it has a nice smooth surface, I can do a drawing and a personalization. It's a great opportunity to interact with customers, and of course for people giving gifts, it makes it that much more special.
I congratulate you on all of your success, and thank you for bringing some holiday beauty to our world.
Well, thank you. It's my pleasure.
Really
it's what gives me my greatest joy, honestly.
Well, you've given us joy today. Thank you again.
Thank you, Paige.